Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hurry, turn your headphones up, because I am about to put it in your ear holes. My name is Cy, and you are getting locked in the Padded Cell. Yes, the Padded Cell is that podcast that you tune into, created by you and put together by yours truly. My name is Cy, and I am your host for this segment, and this segment is a very special one. It's a short one, because it's a fantasy football update. Yes, the Padded Cell has done its first ever fantasy football league, and you guys were invited to join. So, this is about you, and I'm a man of the people. I hear you guys, and so I put it out. I make it happen, all right? We're going to go into two quick fantasy football updates. We have two leagues, the Padded Cells Fantasy Football League, where we got Big John, the Fantasy King. We got JP, the King Slayer. We got the two-time world champion of the No Crying in Football Any Given Sunday League, Kyle of Riverwind, the Sports Wizard. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't play. You feel me? We're not playing around. Speaking of not playing around, let me get right into it and tell you guys about Week 1. Week 1 was beautiful. If you were in the Fantasy Football League created by the Padded Cell. You see, some time ago, we went ahead and got together with the Kyle Sports Wizard, and we did a podcast, put it together, put it on YouTube, and we had a listener of the show check it out and leave a comment. And this listener was very vocal about how they felt about the episodes. And I said, hey, you know what? This guy has a lot of passion behind his fight, because believe me, there was a little bit of fight. You can go back and check him out. The Padded Cell. Go ahead and search it on your YouTube, the Padded Cell Podcast. BKSY85, you'll find him. And so I figured, hey, you know what? Let's invite this guy over, and let's see what we can come up with. And we introduced you guys to Big John, the Fantasy King, who claimed a couple of things on his episode. Things like, hey, he's for real when it comes to fantasy football. He's, like he said in his episode, he's even lost a girlfriend or has some relationship issues, had to break up with somebody because of fantasy football. He takes it very seriously.
People don't want to be around me every 2 weeks. Like, I had a breakup with an ex-girlfriend because of fantasy football. Like,
he, what was it? He said that he takes days off. He lets his job know, hey, I can't do this. Sundays is reserved.
My main job in real life, like, I take Sundays and Mondays off. Like, I don't work those days.
That's what's up.
I'm so passionate about it.
So, anyways, this Sunday came along, and you guys, once you came out to Ale House, I really appreciate it. Those of you who couldn't make it, it's all good. We will see you guys later on this season. It's a long season. We definitely will link up. So I hit up Big John, who's totally down to catch up on a Sunday, because it's what he does, and his fantasy football, and it's for real, right?
I take my fantasy to a whole new level. Like, I'll be the type of person, like, everybody be home in bed at 3, 4 in the morning. I'll be on the computer making moves and lineups. Just like I said, people don't even want to be around me sometimes.
No, I mean, bro, you know what? And I text him, and I got a text saying something to the lines of, I gotta work. All right, cool. So the day goes on, and right out the gates, Week 1, my matchup is against none other than Big John, the Fantasy King. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to bore you with the details as to what happened with what players and all this other mess. I'll go ahead and just tell you that I won. So Week 1 is in the books, and I want to go over a couple of notable wins, let you guys know what the scoreboard looks like. Team Gamachi beat Ray Rock 109-85. Oh, man, and a squeaker. Kind of a heartbreaker, because they scored really, really high. Ohio Fantasy God, who we all know as Javi. He beat Deerwood, Castell, and Owens, which is owned by your boy Silverback and Fernando, both at the same time. They kind of have a co-ownership with that one. Manny won in his matchup against King Slayer JP. Oh, man. These guys talk so much, and they're just getting wrecked so far in Week 1. 103-95 in that matchup. Go on, Manny. Oh, this was an interesting matchup. The boy you know, team Get in Touch, went against Kyle of Riverwind, the Sports Wizard, and the boy you know won in this matchup, 167, to 130. Very interesting players. These teams are just, the way we drafted is very interesting, and then the way the waiver wires has worked out too has been super weird. I know if you guys have talked to me about some of the defensive settings, changing it would change a lot of other little things right now too, so kind of in the works with that, but we'll see. The next matchup I want to talk about is the tie. 125-125. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Week 1, we have a tie in this league. And that is with, let's see, we got Chris Riley and Edgardo Marquez, also known as Real. I like to call him Real as if he was like Real. Not real. I think JP calls him real. I like saying Real. Anyways, so we've seen a couple people go down. Dez is out of the picture for just a little bit of time. I'm not sure who has him in our league, but the guy who does have him, if you need a receiver, hit me up. All right, let's see. All right, week 2, here it goes. We got Chris Riley. You'll be going against, me, your boy, Sika Sai. The Fantasy King will be going up against Manny. And then let's see, we got Edgardo will be taking on JP. That's a pretty cool matchup right there. I'll be interested to see who wins in that one. My money's going on Edgardo. Real, come on, man. You got to pull this one out. Give JP 2 losses in a row to start off this season. It would be awesome. He can then get the toilet at the end. Let's see. We got Javi, the fantasy god, Ohio fantasy god at that, going against 2-time champion of the No Crying in Football Any Given Sunday Fantasy Football League, Kyle of Riverwind, the Sports Wizard. And then we got Team Get in Touch, also known as the Boy You Know. He will be taking on my cousin, Rob Camachi. And we got Deerwood Castellanoans. They will be taking on Ray Rock of Team Santiago. All right, the No Crying in Football League. You guys remember that one, right? That's the football league that we have with, he joined the show earlier on. Hassan Kosasong is co-commissioning with the big dude in the chair, Brando. We had Brando the commish stop on by. I think actually he called, and Jason, Hassan Kosasong, stopped by and checked it out. We did an episode, all 3 of us together, to kind of introduce you guys to the league that we have going on, like way back when. The league that kind of started it all. You feel me? That's the one where Kyle of Riverwind actually won his 2 championships in. So, for the longest time, I've been calling myself the Chimps Who Tear Off Faces. Somebody asked me the other day, bro, why? That has nothing to do with football. Why do you call yourself the Chimps Who Tear Off Faces? We were watching this crazy special about this lady who got attacked by a chimpanzee in a closet or something like that, and she couldn't get out, and she was trapped in a room, and the monkey mauled at her face. It was a horrific, tragic story, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's been all over the news. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and I found that terrifying. So when I said I need to name my team something terrifying, at the moment, that was all I could think of. And I've been like that for years. So there you go. That's why I call my team the Chimps Who Tear Off Faces. All right, this week was a really, really rough week for me. I went against Brando, the commish, and I lost by 1 point. It's a really crazy story as to how I lost by 1 point. I'm not going to tell you that on my show. If you want to find out how I lost by 1 point, I am sure that Brando, the commish, will gladly let you know, break it down for you, let you know exactly how it happened. Go ahead and hit him up. I have zero interest in reliving this past weekend. But as far as the rest of the guys go, week 1 went down like this. La Flama Blanca, Smurf, Alex. He took the win over against Kyle of Riverwind. Poop that took a pee. The poop that took a pee. Wow. All right, recently changing his name, we have the poop that took a pee. Nick, he lost against Kenny, Team Bronus. Nick, he beat Andrew Mercer. Gabe won against George. Jason pulled out a squeaker, 108 and 105 against Greg, who had Adrian Peterson going very late on a Monday night and just couldn't give him those extra 3 or 4 points to get him over Jason's edge. 108 and 105 there. And then rounding it up at the end, the Chimps Who Tear Off Faces took a L. 113.3. Son of a... to open wide for Dolphins D, 114.3. So there you have it. It's in the books, week 1. All right, week 2 for the No Crying in Football Any Given Sunday Fantasy Football League. We got La Flama Blanca going up against the Chimps Who Tear Off Faces, yours truly. We got open wide for Dolphins D going against Cobb and Slobs. That's Brandon against Greg. We also have, let's see here, we got Publix Frequent Shoppers, Kyle, against the poop that took a pee, Andrew Wannick. Also, we got Team Portal, nothing clever there, just Jason. Hassan Kosasong, I advise that he change his name to Hassan Kosasong. Against George, nothing special there, just George. We also have Stills Imping on Fortes. Still sipping on Fortes. Whatever. We got Gabe going against Abdullah Ablungada Mercer. And then we got Team Bronus, which is Kenny Bronus, going against Nick Chong. I didn't know we had an Asian in the group. And then, not that matters. I'm just saying I didn't know. And that pretty much, that's it. It rounds it all up. All right, there you go. There you have it. That's week 2. Wish you guys the best of luck. If you want to get on the show, holla at your boy. Just let me know, and we're going to throw you on, all right? I think next we got Smurf. I think he's going to be calling in, so that's going to be pretty cool. La Flama Blanca is going to be calling in. That's actually my opponent for this week. Check us out, guys, thepedicel101.wordpress.com, or get a YouTube search, The Pedicel Podcast. The truth be told is that week 1 can really set the tone for an entire fantasy football season. I just gave you the rundown for week 1, and I gave you a small forecast as to what you can expect going into week 2. Hit us up. Let us know if you got any questions, comments, or concerns. Set your lineups up. Set your trade offers up. Do whatever it is you need to do to bring your team up to the top, man. I'll tell you this. I did learn a couple of things this weekend. I learned that whenever you go up against Brandon, make sure you start the right kicker. Another thing that I learned was it is possible. Yes, you too can take a fantasy king and turn him into a fantasy princess real quick. Check this out. If you hit me up coming at me sideways about my own show, I will invite you into my arena. And when you step into my arena and you and me go toe-to-toe, one-on-one, I will crush you. If you don't believe me, hit up your boy Big John, the Fantasy Princess. Ask him what the score was for week 1. I just put it in your ear hole. Catch you later, freaks.